Honest Inquiry and Science in Conservapedia? Hey, fat chance.
It says Conservapedia was informed that the atheist Pendulette made a video response to Conservapedia's Atheism and Obesity article. It's because it seems to be that there's a link between atheism and extreme obesity, which was entitled, Are You a... I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it. Okay. It says, Conservapedia was informed that the atheist Pendulette made a video response to Conservapedia's Atheism and Obesity article, which is entitled, Are You a Fat Atheist? ? It says, according to medical science, there are a number of health risks associated with being overweight, which are cited in Conservapedia's Atheism and Mental and Physical Health article.
Okay, let's look at Conservapedia's claim for a relationship between atheism and obesity. They have a go at P.Z. Myers for being obese. But let's look at their picture of him in the article on atheism and obesity. Distinctly slim, I would say. Such an own goal. But let's follow that link they urge the reader to make to the Atheists of America website. As expected, very similar to any other cross-section of society. They feature Matt Dillahunty of the Atheist Experience. But let's have a look at Matt's co-hosts. And let's see some more examples of atheists from Conservapedia's very own pages. Do they look obese to you? But here is a Christian featured in Conservapedia. Rather portly, wouldn't you say? Of course, Shockofgod will have made his entry about his YouTube nemesis, the Amazing Atheist. Well, here are some more high-profile YouTube atheists. Are they obese? Now, Conservapedia also claims that atheist obesity means they have no appeal to women. Let's look at that photo of Christian women in more detail and note that at least 3 on the front are not keeping up with the aerobics. So moving outside of Conservapedia, let's take a look at some Christian fundamentalists.
Well, the next day I went to Shockofgod's chat site and told him that I rededicated my life to God.
I sense in my heart tonight what I heard the Lord say.
Okay, slowing that down. If you can see past the woman, we have the bloke in a flowery shirt.
Holy Spirit, fall!
Did you miss the bloke on the right? Let's replay in slow motion. Then what about Eric Hoban's guest, Paul Taylor, on the Contradiction Today show?
I can't prove scientifically that the world came into being when God created it 6,000 years ago, scientifically. But I do have the documentary evidence.
I don't think God has to have evolution to make a world. I don't think a supernatural being has to use a natural process.
And let's not forget the YouTuber, or is it tuber, who has absolutely no concept of the scientific method. We have never seen Shockofgod, but we must assume that he is morbidly obese by default. Unless, of course, he can provide proof and evidence that he is not.
And I will prove to you that atheism, you got it, just can't be true. It can't be true. But yes, Christian theism is the more rational, plausible position.
Until he does prove he is not obese, then we will have to call it the Shockofgod of gaps argument. By the way, Shock, did I see right? Are you humping your bike? You naughty little Shock, you. Now, I'm not saying that all atheists are perfectly honed human specimens, such as myself. In fact, here I am when I was a Christian. Notice how miserable I was. And here is a picture of me a day later when I had rejected Christianity. Notice how slimmer and happier I had become. Despite all this, I make no retaliatory claims to theists being fat, as can be seen with these esteemed gentlemen. They certainly aren't fat, but they do have fat, even excessively obese wallets. So there is quite obviously no connection between theism or atheism and obesity. Doesn't this all prove that Conservapedia just makes up any old crap to push forward its worldview. Wild claims are fabricated with absolutely no adherence to basic and honest inquiry. Mind you, what else would you expect when the founder is a product of homeschooling? Conservapedia is the encyclopedia that creationists deserve, and in turn, Conservapedia attracts the supporters that it deserves.
And there you got the little bunny in the hole right there. Okay, I get it.